In this lecture, we will talk about and go over the rules for multiplication and division of real numbers. First, we'll find the product of numbers with the different sign. We will also now find the quotient of numbers with the different sign. We will use the order of operations when multiplying and dividing sign numbers. We will evaluate expressions involving the variables. And lastly, we'll translate the word and phrases both for multiplication and division. Let's get started. Rules and properties for multiplying sign numbers. First rule or case 1. Multiplying numbers with a different sign. The product of two numbers with a different sign is a negative, meaning a positive times a negative is a negative number, or a negative times a positive is also a negative number. Let's look at some of the examples. 14 times negative 3. One is a positive, one is a negative, so the answer will stay a negative. Regardless of which number is bigger here, the sign will stay negative. The answer will be negative 42. Let's try another one. Negative 12 times 5. One number negative, one number positive. 12 times 5 is a 60. The answer will stay negative. Let's try a fraction. Negative 1 over 3 times 2 over 5. Let me get the pen here. So we'll do the same thing. Multiplication, we multiply the top and the top number. The answer stays negative. 1 times 2 is 2. And then the denominator, we will have 3 times 5, which will be 15. So the answer will be negative 2 over 15. Now, if you can reduce here, you will. But in this case, I cannot reduce anything. So leave the answer as is. Rules and properties for multiplying sign numbers when the two numbers are same sign, meaning both the numbers are positive or both the numbers are negative. The product of two numbers with the same sign is always positive. Let's look at the example. Negative 8 times negative 5. Both numbers are negative. The answer will stay positive. 8 times 5 is 40. The answer will be positive 40. 9 times 7. Both positive number. The answer stays positive, 63. Let's try a fraction. Negative 2 times negative 3 on the top. Negative and a negative number is going to become positive 6. And the denominator, you will multiply 7 and 11, and that's going to be 77 positive. So the final answer is 6 over 77. And once again, you can't reduce anything. Leave that alone. The multiplication property of 0. The product of 0 and any number is always 0. Dividing sign numbers. The quotient of two numbers with a different sign is a negative, and the quotient of two numbers with the same sign is positive. So multiplying and dividing have exactly the same rules, meaning the same sign, the answer stays positive, and the different sign, the answer stays negative for both multiplying and dividing. Here's an example. Negative 55 divided by 11. One number negative, one positive, the answer stays negative. 55 and 11. 11 goes into 55 evenly 5 times. The answer is negative 5. Negative 48 divided by negative 6. Both numbers are negative. That turns into a positive. 6 goes into 48 8 times. The final answer will be positive 8. Negative 5 over 4 divided by 3 over 8. Now when we divide, we need to remember that we have to switch the sign and flip. So negative 5 over 4 stays negative 5 over 4. And then dividing, I'll switch to multiplication. 3 over 8 will become 8 over 3. So we simply change dividing problem into multiplication. Now let's reduce 4 and 8 first. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then go ahead and multiply. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. over 3 times 1 is 3. You could multiply first, then reduce, or you can reduce first and then multiply. The choice will be yours. The final answer will be still negative 10 over 3. Division when 0 is in the numerator. Anytime when the 0 is in the numerator, regardless, the answer will be 0. So anytime the 0 is on the top, remember the answer is 0. Regardless of whether you have positive or negative number, doesn't matter. The answer automatically becomes 0 when you're dividing. Division by 0. When the 0 is in the denominator, the whole thing is going to become undefined. So 12 over 0, because the 0 is in the denominator, the answer you will write is undefined. You have to write that word when you're dividing and it's in the denominator. Let's simplify now and we go over order of operation. So here I'm going to look this as a negative 3 times 4, which is negative 12. And I'm going to look this as a negative 2 times 6, which is negative 12. So I got negative 12 minus negative 12. So I'm going to look this as a negative 12 and a negative 12 and the plus sign invisible. And that should give me negative 24. So you have two choices in the first line. You can look that as a minus, as a subtraction, but I'm going to look that as a negative 2 and not as a subtraction sign for all the remaining following examples. Here's the second example. Now in this case, you must do the parentheses first. So you got 7 and you got negative 10. The plus sign is invisible. That should give you negative 3 inside the parenthesis. Let's do that step first. So I have negative 4 minus 2 times negative 3. So here I'm going to multiply negative 2 times negative 3. I'm not looking this as a negative 4 subtraction sign. I'm looking this as a negative 4 and a negative 2 times negative 3. Multiplication goes first. That will make it a positive 6. Negative 4 plus 6. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Now simply negative 4 plus 6, you subtract, the sign stays positive. This will give us the answer positive 2. Let's try one with the fraction bar. So here we have negative 10 times 2 plus 6 times 2. And on the bottom, I have negative 3 and then a negative sign for the parenthesis and a negative 1. So first I'm going to multiply negative 10 times 2, which is negative 20. And then I'm going to multiply 6 times 2, which is 12. The denominator, you can switch the sign right there to plus right there. This is what I get. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20. 6 times 2 is 12. And I switch the sign to plus. Negative 20 plus 12 on the top will give me an numerator is a negative 8. Negative 3 plus 1 in the denominator will give me negative 2. Remember the rule of dividing is the same thing as multiplication. 2 negative cancel. And 8 divided by 2, if you reduce, you're going to get 4. Just let me write down here again. It's going to be positive 4. So negative 8 divided by negative 2 will give you positive 4 as the answer. You can write as a 4 over 1 or simply 4. Let's evaluate now. X will be 6, Y will be negative 4, and your A will be 3. And we are evaluating this for negative 2y squared plus 3a. Wherever you see the y, you replace by negative 4. Wherever you see the a, you will replace that by 3. So this is how I will write. Negative 2 times y is a negative 4, so I put that inside the parenthesis, then squared, plus 3 times a is 3. According to the order of operation, I'll do the exponent first. So negative 4 to the power 2 will give me positive 16. So negative 4 times negative 4. 3 times 3 will be 9. So now I have negative 2 times positive 16 plus 9. Negative 2 times 16 will give you negative 32 plus 9. Of course, you will subtract here and the sign will stay negative 23. So in evaluating, you must be careful about the order of operation. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, so you need to follow that in order to evaluate. Let's try another one. Negative 5 plus x, negative 3 plus y, and 3 minus a. Replacing x by 6, y by negative 4, and a by 3. So negative 5 plus 6 will give me positive 1. Negative 3 plus negative 4 will give me negative 7. And 3 minus 3 will give me 0. Remember the rule, when you're multiplying and if one of the number is 0, the entire answer will be 0. So here, my final answer is a 0 because you're multiplying 1 and negative 7 and a 0. Let's look at the phrases now for multiplication. I can use the word product, times, of, twice. Twice meaning you're multiplying by 2. We will write it out and we will simplify as well. Here are the example. The product of 4 and negative 7, you're adding that to the negative 12. So I'm going to write this as 4 times negative 7 plus negative 12. 4 times negative 7 will be negative 28. Negative 28 plus negative 12, you're adding and keeping the same sign. That will give me negative 40 as my answer. Let's try another one. 5/6 of the sum of 12 and negative 6. So you're multiplying 5 over 6 by the sum, which is 12 plus negative 6. So in this case, I'll take care of the parentheses first. So I'm going to write the 5 over 6 as is. And 12 plus negative 6 will give me 6 over 1. You can reduce the 6 top and the bottom, and therefore your final answer will be same. If you chose to multiply 5 times 6 first, in that case you will get 30 over 6. Well, 30 over 6 will also give you 5. I always choose to reduce first, but you can also choose to multiply and then reduce. Let's look at the phrases for division. Quotient means to divide. The word ratio means to divide, and the word divide means also to divide. Let's look at the example. The sum of 14 and negative 2 divided by 6. Now, whenever the word divided by is used, I prefer to use a fraction bar. So the sum 14 plus negative 2 goes on the numerator of a fraction bar and the 6 goes on the bottom. So if I have to reduce or simplify this, I'm going to write this as 4 plus negative 2 will be 12 on the top and then over 6. 12 over 6, if I reduce, it's going to give me positive 2. So 12 divided by 6 is 2 and 6 divided by 6 is 1. So you can see that dividing both the 12 over 6 by 6, you're going to get 2. In the second example, it says quotient of negative 30. So negative 30 goes on the top, and this time the sum will go on the bottom. So when I'm simplifying, I'm going to keep my negative 30 on the top. And on the bottom, let me write this again. Negative 30 on the top. And then negative 7 plus negative 3 will give you negative 10. Negative and a negative will get canceled, and then 30 over 10, when you reduce, you're going to get 3. So the final answer will be 3. Negative 30, we forgot from the top, and then the bottom was negative 10. So I canceled the negative and a negative, and then 30 over 10, that gave me the answer to be 3. So I hope this helps reviewing the multiplying and dividing the real numbers. Thank you.